What's good, neighborhood? You back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. How y'all feel? What's the deal? All right, we got to talk about it. So Sugar Shane Mosley recently did an interview with the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue, man. Great channel, man. If you're not subscribed to their channel, please subscribe to their channel. If you like my content and like content like this, definitely check them out. They don't do a lot of long form videos, but they definitely do a lot of great interviews. So boom, Shane Mosley did this interview recently with him. He talked about a lot, but one of the things he talked about in this video that I found interesting was he was asked about how pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, how he will favor in a fight against Canelo or Crawford. As you know, Terence Bud Crawford went out there July 29th, put on a tremendous display of boxing against Errol the True Spence. Errol the True Spence was the #1 welterweight in the world. He had 3 of the 4 belts. Terence Crawford had the last piece to the puzzle. First round, it looked like it could have went either way. Some people gave that round to Errol, but after that, it was total domination. The punch stats don't reflect that, unless you're looking at the jab number. But when you look at the punch stats right here, Errol Spence threw more punches. Terence Crawford landed double the amount. You get what I'm saying? Damn near double, right? So it was a crazy, crazy night of boxing. And unfortunately, Errol Spence did come up short. But fortunately for Terence Crawford, he made history, becoming the only man to be pound for pound #1 in the world, undisputed in 2 different divisions in the 4-belt era. 3 division champ, 2-time undisputed. Like, and the way he did it, man, it was just masterful. Like, Errol Spence had no answers. Terence Crawford did whatever he wanted to. All right, but that's you know, if you know, you know. All right. But in this interview right here, we're talking about what Terence Crawford will look like versus Canelo Alvarez. And Shane Mosley gave his thoughts on it. Let's play this interview. It seems like he's saying he can beat Charlo, but he doesn't know if he can beat Canelo. Let's react to it.
Terence Crawford, he called out Charlo for a fight. Who you got in that fight if they do fight?
I see Crawford winning, but I can see Charlo winning as well. In some cases, because Charlo does have height and size, and he has some speed, and he knows how to time his punches right. And if Crawford has a problem with the speed, it could be a problem, and the height and range could be a problem. But for me, I'm thinking that Crawford has the edge in that fight because he can go right-handed and southpaw, and he throws punches from different angles, or the hooks landing from different angles, whereas Charlo's is more straight. So I would go Crawford, but I'm saying, like, I wouldn't, like Jermall does have it's Jermell.
I think jermell Charlo.
So Jermell does have a good shot.
Hold on, Shane Mosley. You ain't even know which Charlo we was talking about. Shane, you ain't know which Charlo we was talking about. I hope that was a mistake. Shane Mosley, tell me that fell out your pocket, man. Shane Mosley, you don't even know which Charlo we talking about, bro. All right, I'm gonna give him a pass. Maybe he mixed up. I mean, they are twins after all. All right, I'll shoot him a little bill. Let's go.
All right. I could see him winning too. I can see both guys winning. It's a good fight.
And Crawford, he also called out Canelo. He said he'll go to 168 to fight Canelo. How you think that fight would turn out if they do fight, him and Canelo?
I think he's biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Because Canelo's a big boy. And the size in the boxing ring, it matters. I know because when I went to 54, not really a 54 pounder. I won some titles and stuff like that and knocked out some people. But in reality, I knew I was not a 54 pounder. And when you go up against top class fighters in that weight class, then it becomes a problem. And I'll lean back to the fight with me and Winky Wright. Winky was a lot bigger than me. Probably went in the ring 175 or something. I went in the ring like 162. And I would punch him, and it was like I was punching pillows or something. And like nothing happened. But when I fight lightweight or welterweight, I hit him, then something happens. Nothing was happening. I wasn't getting any reaction. So I'm like, that's the type of thing that Crawford's gonna have to deal with, and he fights a bigger person like Canelo. It's not gonna be the same reaction. He's got to be able to box. Crawford's a boxer. He can box, but he's a fighter that wants to fight and punch like me. He wants to, oh, you hit me, I'm hitting you back. Oh, you think you did something? Oh, I'm good. It's competition. And I think Canelo's too big for that to happen right now, as far as his size.
Right. So you got Canelo then.
Yeah, I might have Canelo. He's too big, I think. Too big.
And you actually fought Canelo, even though you was past your prime, but
Yeah, I mean, I was 40, he was 21. He's actually a year older than my son. so yeah, when I fought Canelo, I noticed that I actually lost $1 million bet to on trying to win $6 million, fought for 600,000. So actually, I had to pay 400,000 for the fight, for me fighting him. I paid out of my pocket 400,000, but I noticed when I was fighting him that he was very knowledgeable, ring generalship, knowing the ring, knowing how to counter, knowing different stuff. Like, wow, this young kid, like he got old school values as far as his mind's concerned. Like he understands what's going on. He said nothing's rattling him. And I was trying to put a lot of pressure on him, throw a lot of jabs at him, do a lot of different stuff, like little veteran stuff. And he was like, all right, no problem. I was like, well, okay. So I knew back then at 21 that Canelo was the real deal. I'm like, okay, he's a real deal. Then this little young guy can fight. Yeah.
I'll say this. I saw that Shane Mosley versus Canelo fight in real time. Shane was throwing that jab a lot, but it was like more of a flickering jab. He was more flicking the jab. It wasn't a power jab. It wasn't a stiff jab. It was more of he was occupying space with that shot, and he would shoot his right, and Canelo was able to weave back or either sometimes just duck low and get under it in between mid-range. And yeah, man. But good fight though. Good fight for Canelo. But definitely Shane was way past his prime. He had nothing on those shots. Nothing that was phasing Canelo. But y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think of this story. Do you agree, disagree with Sugar Shane Mosley? Shane Mosley says, hey, Canelo might be too much for Crawford, but he got Crawford beating Charlo. Interesting, right? It's your man Marq Nash, another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why. Life is serious enough, man. Life is getting real serious in the super middleweight division, 168 pounds. Canelo, Charlo going down in the major weight September the 30th. But right there over their shoulder, every interview, everybody in boxing is asking each of them about Terence Crawford. Interesting, right? Hot topic. People want to know what's next for Crawford. It appears he has that rematch with Errol, the true Spence, that's going on. I believe that fight is going to be at 154 pounds. Some people not really excited about that fight, but that fight is happening nonetheless. I will support this event in a major way. After the fight we just saw recently with Liam Smith, Chris Eubanks Jr., as you know, he was knocked out in their first fight, turned around, stopped Liam Smith. So this is fights like this give boxing fans hope. When you see a guy get totally unmatched, get knocked out in the 4th round, come back in there, stop the guy in 10 rounds, outboxed him the whole fight. So people are hoping maybe Chris Eubanks Jr. can get, Errol Spence can get some of that Chris Eubanks Jr. magic. But unfortunately, Errol Spence still got the same trainer. He got Derrick James. So I don't see that happening. Nope. It's your man Marq Nash breaking beats. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Run the outro, nigga.
This that squad sound.